Hey everybody, I'm back. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Tell me. Did you miss me? Did you come all the way back to this channel to see more Game of Thrones reviews? This is season 6 of Game of Thrones, and tonight was the very first episode of the season, and I have a lot that I would like to talk to you guys about. Are you ready? First of all, I want to see what my cat thought of Game of Thrones. Did you like it? Did you like it? Oh my god, his eyes look wild. Oh, guess he didn't like it. So the first thing that I would like to talk about tonight is Jon Snow. So we saw at the end of last season he died, and it was very emotional. It was really gut-wrenching for a lot of people, and we basically did not want to believe that that could ever happen to that character. And so a lot of people were saying, oh, I don't think he's gonna die. I even really didn't think he was going to die. I was really upset whenever it happened, and was really hoping that they would do something to bring him back. We really thought as a group, I would think, for the most part, that the Red Woman would bring him back in some way. Well, as we saw in this episode, he is dead. They pulled his body off of the ground. He's now sitting in there with his only last loyal watch members that actually cared about him. As we see throughout the entire episode, nothing happens to bring him back. He is gone. My personal opinion is that I think that he's actually dead, and that is very confusing to me because I think everybody was kind of rooting for the fact that maybe that's why the Red Woman was there at Castle Black, that she was going to bring him back in some way. But as we saw in this episode, she really wasn't doing anything to save him right away, and that kind of distorts my entire view of what happened at the end of last season. I was actually so excited to see him come back, but didn't know that it was going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, we were excited to maybe see the prospect of him coming back, but he didn't. And so I'm actually really disappointed in that fact. One of my favorite scenes, and probably the only positive thing that happened in the entire first episode, was when Sansa and Theon were running through the woods, and they finally got confronted by the Bolton's men and everything with the hounds, and he's trying to lie to cover it up for Sansa. But those hounds are good dogs, and they go right to that tree. There was no hope for her. And I was really sad because I wasn't sure. I was actually most sad, I think, for Theon. I think that's where I really was upset, because he had come such a long way from, turning into an entire different personality. And then to see now he was almost going to be going back at that point. Even though they knew he was lying, they would have brought him back, and that would be extremely sad to have to see him actually go back and deal with that. So when Brienne and Podrick came in, that was the most awesome scene. I was so excited to see her. I wasn't expecting her to come out at that point, so that was awesome. Did any of you guys get really excited? So number one, leave me a comment below on what you think is going on with Jon Snow. Do you think he's actually dead now? Does this episode confirm that for you? Or do you think that there's going to be somehow, some way, the rest of the season that somehow he'll come back? And number two, were you so excited when Brienne came out? Were you so excited? I know I was. That was amazing. The next thing that I want to talk about, just a couple things briefly, just to mention them since they were kind of loose ends at the end of the last season. Really sad for me. I don't like Cersei at all. I think she's a total loser. But I have been feeling bad for her since the last episode of the last season, when she had to march through the city. And then this season, when she goes down and sees Marcella has died, that was really gut-wrenching. I really felt bad for her, even though I hate her for so many other reasons. Just in general, just feeling bad for a person that has happened to, where their daughter has been killed. That's really sad. And then in terms of Arya, it's interesting. Obviously they didn't spend a ton of time on her, but it's interesting to see that she is blind, and that it looks like they're actually going to try to train her in some way while she's blind. So that'll be interesting to see what's going to go on with that, if that point of her being blind is actually a point to actually make her better and, teach her the ways, and then maybe she won't be blind, who knows. And then we have the scene in Dorne. I knew somebody had to die, so that is clearly where our first deaths occur. And it's kind of weird. I really didn't think that they would be following that woman in Dorne, and I really hate her so badly. And it's really sad to see that she starts to murder some of those people. I wasn't surprised, really didn't care, but I really hate that woman. I hate her so much. I hate her more than I ever hated Cersei, because at least I had some sort of respect for Cersei and like her character just being mean and nasty, but there's some sort of like respect down there or something. I don't know what it is. That might not be the right word, but there's something down there that makes you like hate her, but like in a good way. Like you enjoy hating her. This one, I'm just like, please get out of my show. I don't like you. Marine. Another thing I wanted to talk about with Jon Snow was, so now we have some of the watch members that you can obviously see are Jon Snow supporters, and we have Sir Davos, and he is going to try to do anything he can to stop these guys who have killed Jon Snow, in my opinion. So what do you think is going to happen? Obviously one of them left and they're going to go find the wildlings, but that's sort of their plan at this point. So do you think that it's going to go well for them? Do you think that they're going to avenge Jon Snow in that way? Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the weirdest scene that happened at the very end. And this is with the red woman, obviously. She goes in the room, you see that she has like little, I don't want to call them potions, but like little jars of things that obviously she uses to make herself beautiful, and she obviously can do some sort of spells to make herself look like that. But it's so interesting to see her look normal like we've always seen her, and then for her to like strip that away and be this old, like ugly, like witch lady. And it was just, I was totally taken back. I was not expecting that. I wasn't really sure what was going on whenever they actually showed it. And I was like, who is that in the mirror? That was gross. We'll have to see what's going on. Is she going to remain that way, or is this what she just does at night to kind of strip herself away? Or do you think maybe this is going to be like how she is from now on? Do you think she's finally like realized none of the things that I have predicted based on all this stuff I've been doing with Stannis has come true? So maybe I'm just going to give up on myself. Instead of making myself beautiful, I'm finally going to strip this away and actually, be who I am at the core. So what did you guys think? I thought it was a great first episode. Definitely tied up a lot of the loose ends from the end of the last episode, or the last couple episodes, where there were so many different plot points and things going over here, things going over there. It was really interesting to see, I thought. So leave me a comment below on what you thought. Are you excited for the rest of the season? What do you think are some things that are going to happen? And I really want to know what everybody thinks about Jon Snow now, because that was such a huge topic. It's really, really interesting to me, because I really was hoping that he would be alive. Why not? If you want to see my reaction to when Jon Snow died, please check out my other video from last year, and I am going to be reviewing the other episodes. I just wanted to get this video put up of my initial reaction to the episode, because it was really exciting. I've been so excited to review this, and I've been so excited to watch it for weeks now that I just needed to talk it out right away. And do not forget to subscribe. You know that you want to watch the rest of the season with me. I'm going to be reviewing all the episodes of season 6 of Game of Thrones, and I know that you want to spend your time with me talking about it. So please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys next week.